Stars are out tonight for the premiere of Lucky Guy, a new play by Nora Ephron, starring Tom Hanks.
She was a great wit, writer, director, wonderful company, tremendous friend, person.
What about Tom?
Tom, everything I said about Nora goes for Tom.
Nora Ephron was considered a trailblazer for women in Hollywood. She wrote the screenplay for When Harry Met Sally and also wrote and directed blockbusters like Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail, two films starring Tom Hanks, one of her close friends. Ephron died last year in her native New York at age 71 after battling leukemia. Some of Ephron and Hanks' high-profile pals lent their support at the play's opening night. Can you tell us a little bit about Nora? What set her apart from other filmmakers?
Well, she was a filmmaker. She was a play writer, a filmmaker, a wonderful cook, great sense of humor, warm, loving. Her death was a terrible shock to us, so tonight is very bittersweet.
Lucky Guy marks the first time Hanks has ever appeared on Broadway. The play's opening night was also a family affair for him. And I can imagine you've met Nora in the past.
No, I knew Nora very well, yeah. Nora was amazing. She was everything that you read about. She was fantastic. She was one of my favorite people on earth. And the fact that she's not here is incredibly sad.
Not only was she a great director, but she was one of my mentors. She was one of the first people that ever said to me, I think you can do this, and hand me a challenging piece of material. And, I think that was Sleepless in Seattle, and we became very, very, very dear friends after that. We actually first met her, though, when Tom was shooting Bonfire of the Vanities, and we were renting an apartment in the same building as she was in, the Apthorpe. And she was, I can't remember if she was the floor above or the floor below. Floor below. And we became friends, and I remember when Jacob and Max were little tiny kids, and she would take them outside in the morning and walk them to the school bus, and it was pretty extraordinary, and we had been friends for a very, very, very long time. So it's a huge loss for us as in our family, but it's also a huge loss for the creative community as well.
And this is a great way to pay tribute to her, right?
It is. It was one of the reasons Tom was so compelled to do the play, because they had done the 29-hour reading when Nora was still alive. And we got to see it, and then that day we all went on vacation together, and we were like, yeah, it went great. It was very, very exciting. So to be able to see it through to opening night on Broadway is something I think Nora would be extremely proud of.
Ephron used her own real-life experiences as a former journalist when writing Lucky Guy. Hanks plays a scandalous tabloid reporter in 1980s New York. Hanks will be starring on Broadway in Lucky Guy until the play closes on June 16th. Ken Lombardi, CBSNews.com.